You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello, and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
I will say that it sounds a little weird to me. I don't know, maybe it doesn't sound that weird to you, but are you getting like a weird sound? Okay. It might be me. I'm overly with sound. I got these blankets up and I just feel like something's bouncing.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I feel like less interference.
Okay. Well, I'm just
You're
looking.
watching
It
to
doesn't.
see if you're bleeding.
Yeah, I'm
anything.
kind of looking to see what it's doing, but it's fine. Okay. So some of the topics we're going to talk about, we'll get to is you might not want to paint your walls this color, especially if you're at work. We'll talk about that. Maybe at home too. We've kind of changed the color of our walls several times. Well, not really.
Yeah.
Living room. Bedroom, we got multiple colors.
The living room had 5 different kinds of paneling when we moved in here, so we've changed them quite
Well,
a few
yeah,
times.
we have changed. That's true.
We actually painted one paneling white. It was like
There-
a brick look, and we painted it white for years. It was
No,
white.
I never painted that.
I thought we painted it white.
I just took it down because we liked the brick look at the time.
Yeah.
I never. Oh no, we did paint it white.
We painted it white for
Yeah, we
quite
did.
a few years.
Yeah.
And then when we moved RJ and Lauren into there, they have the same paneling in their basement.
Yeah.
Just little part, like little.
Oh,
sections
the
to make
bottom
like a
part. Yeah, it
room.
was. Yeah, it was that brick look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This makes men happy. We'll talk about that.
Oh, I know what
Eyebrows
makes
went
you
up.
happy.
You might be surprised what kids learn to do first as they're growing up, like when they get young, and some of the things they can't do as they get a little bit older. Not real old. We're talking under 10, under 8. We'll discuss that. And also, pizza. Is it a meal? And we're going to go through some
It is
bad.
in America.
We're going to go through some bad habits. See if you have any bad habits that you'd like to get rid of. Or
Sure, I do.
I know I do. It's called eating. But before we get to all that, let's talk a little bit about we're a little bit ahead of the schedule because we were lucky enough to finally track down Zach and Sarah. That
Didn't
was
they have a
last week.
couple other topics they wanted to discuss?
Oh yeah, we'll have to get to it again. We'll definitely do it again, no doubt about it. Do you ever have an urge to go through my phone, like snoop?
No.
Ever want to snoop? No, doesn't bother
No,
you. Don't you trust
doesn't-
me?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. Apparently, if you have scrolled, have you ever? The question is, have you ever scrolled through your partner's text messages or emails?
No,
or maybe
I've
even,
answered your phone for you when it's ringing.
yes. Well, I know, but sometimes I'm driving,
Yeah.
so you answer. I got to get it out of my pocket first while I'm driving. Maybe you've listened to voicemails, which we sometimes, if we're trying to figure out what they're saying, more than a third who took part in a survey said suspicious behavior warrants electronic snooping.
Well, yeah, maybe if you stayed out late or didn't come home from work a lot or something, maybe then I would. You've never given me a reason,
I don't go anywhere.
and you don't
I don't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do something, you usually tell me what it is. You're going to your sister's for this purpose, or you're going to Matt's for this person. You know, I mean, you
Right.
usually, I always have an explanation for why you're not home, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't.
Or you text me, hey, I'm going to be
gonna
late.
be
Got
late,
to pick up something on the way home, or you know what I mean.
getting my hair cut.
Yeah, whatever
getting
it
a-
might be, we communicate pretty good in that way when we're not going to be home.
Well, that would be
So-
the reason why I think a lot of people would probably snoop is because there is no communication, or if there
or
is,
they're just an hour late every day, and so they don't give them an explanation, so they snoop to see what's he doing after work every day.
yeah, that would be my thought. I mean, if you're acting funny or not, if you had a routine and all of a sudden that routine breaks off
Yeah.
and you're doing something different, then to me that would warrant I don't know if I'd probably just say, hey, or just ask you, or what's
up?
what's going on. More women than men said it was okay to spy. 37% said spying on a significant other is acceptable if bad behavior is suspected. 29% of males agreed with that statement. So even the males that might have been
Messing around
or doing something said, yeah, you can check it out. But we don't have any reason. As much as I hate to admit it, but I'll admit it. There's been times I have snooped on our kids' phones because I didn't know exactly what.
Well, because they had strange behavior.
There was some things that we just weren't sure of.
They told us they weren't coming home, but then we hear something else or whatever, and then we would check just to see if they did have a message that maybe they weren't where they said they were going to be.
Yeah, I wish I didn't do it, but there were times it was laying there and you just happen to see it, like the message pop up. You kind of
look
peek
at it.
over to see.
Ooh,
See what,
I wonder who that is.
Are we seeing somebody new, or are we that kind of thing? But I'm not proud of myself for that, to be honest.
But we have one that didn't communicate with us very much at all. And so if we didn't look at what was popping up on his phone, we didn't know anything.
Yeah, that was, he's going through that stage, like most teenagers, and well, he's getting closer to being an adult. He was almost 18. Well, he's between 16 and 18. So,
right after that.
Yeah, but we were lucky. We've been blessed.
Yeah, we have been. 3
great kids, no doubt about it. And a grandson we talk a lot about on this show. And why not? Because I wasn't sure. Nobody really seemed like they were.
No one's still in a big hurry to have any more for us. So.
No, but we got one.
Yeah, we got one. So we'll take what we can get.
I'm excited for that.
That's why I say I want to take time to be with him now, because if he's the only one we ever get, and then I don't take this time, I will really regret it.
Oh, yeah, we're back to retirement talk.
Well, it's
we're
not.
Getting the countdown.
I would even do like a part-time job so I can watch him 2 or 3 days a week. It would be anything, if I could find the right thing.
Well, you're in a schedule. To me, you're in a better spot because you can kind of pick and choose. You can say, well, this is what I want. If you know what days you want to watch Fenn, then you can. Right now, employers are having a hard time finding people. I think they'd be more willing. So if you're
reliable on such and such a day, then they'll take it.
Yeah, I think they would take. If you say, I'm going to work 3 days.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every other Friday, they would be like, okay. You show up those days, I'll be glad.
I don't know that to be positive, but I'm thinking that might be it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. You have lots to do before you get to that part.
And then I can't do the part I wanted to online. We found out over Christmas break, so I'm going to have to actually call someone for that.
Right. If you were going to go have a drink, what would be your go-to? Like, is there a certain type? Now, we had, was it before Christmas we went out to, it was for Zach's birthday. And you got something to drink. It was a slushy type thing. It was some
kind of special slushy thing.
That wasn't a margarita, right?
No, it wasn't a margarita.
Because they did this survey of the most popular mixed drink.
It was margarita.
It was a margarita. It was number 1. It remains the popular mixed drink nationwide. The martini and rum and Coke got second and third spots. So the martini second.
Mine's still
rum and Coke.
Amaretto and something.
And Coke?
Amaretto.
Is that what it was?
And Sprite. Amaretto and Dr. Pepper.
And Dr. Pepper. We're not big drinkers, as you can tell. It's not like we're, we just not.
I do like the slushies at the beach.
Yeah, we found
the
these
frozen ones that you can just pop a straw in.
And they don't last. We put them in a cooler, but they still, by the time we're ready to have some, they're pretty much, slushed. Even though they're in the cooler. I have some in
the freezer now. I was going to get them out for New Year's and didn't.
Well, we'll save them. Save them for the beach. No?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, what else are we going to do with them?
Drink them.
Oh, between now and the beach?
Yeah, down at the pool.
Maybe you should take one for your ringing ears.
I'll see if it helps any.
Yeah, she's got this ringing in her ears that she can't sleep. And I saw online they have multiple apps that supposedly take the sound of the ringing, like it's supposed to. We've heard that
put
from
it
that
to music or whatever.
No, it's supposed to take your mind. Like apparently,
takes your mind off the ring.
I was reading that it could be. Well, we know it's your sinuses probably causing some of this.
Yeah, this
isn't it?
last time because they got really bad and my neck got all screwed up and everything. But I always have a light ringing, but this is just louder than it's been. And now the sinus infection, everything's gone. I've been gone for like a couple weeks and I still have this high pitched ringing. And when I lay down, it seems louder.
Well, there's some apps. I think what it's supposed to do is, I think that guy that we watched, this doctor, I think he's more of a chiropractor than a doctor, but he was saying, or this article was saying, that it's supposed to take away. Well, Mona has it on her phone too. She was showing us all these different sounds to help you sleep because she couldn't sleep. And she was like, there was rain, there was ocean sounds, there was white noise. Then there was a dripping faucet. She said, how does that make somebody
That
sleep?
makes me
A
wanna
dripping.
pee.
Well, that's exactly what she said. Made her pee. Like the thought of dripping water, I got to go pee. But I don't know how that would make you sleep and just make you drive you
I don't think
nuts.
that would help me at all.
I like the rain on the metal roof or the rain on a
We woke up
sunny
to
day.
that this morning.
But I can't. Some of it would seem a little annoying. But it's supposed to take the sound away to help you. We should
Not
try it.
concentrate on the
And
ringing.
not get on
I
the
would
ringing
say,
in your
yeah.
ear. But I'd have to look it up again to see what we can, if it would help. Maybe we tried vaporizer, but it was almost too quiet.
Well, we were vaporizing too because my nose was all stuffed up. So, when I had the sinus infection, I was just vaporized. I was doing anything to keep it running and moving so I would feel better and be able to breathe.
So I'm one of people that have tinnitus. Is that how you say it? Tinnitus or tendinitis?
Oh, I don't know how you say it.
Some people say it differently, but if you get that ringing in your ears and you can't answer it, there's got to be ways to help. And I know you were doing really good, and then all of a sudden, boom.
It hasn't gone away since last January when I had COVID. It hasn't gone completely away, but I had it down to
It was very
light, so
Light.
I could barely hear it until I got this other sinus infection. But in last January, whenever I had COVID and then I was on the antibiotics for like 20 days, I had the ringing then too.
We've
Really
tried this
bad.
vitamin B. It doesn't seem to be doing nothing, huh? Or you're not
so
taking
far. I've been taking it.
I guess
but
it
I've only
might take
been
a while.
taking it. Have I even been on it a week?
it? I don't think
About
so.
a week. So,
Maybe a week.
So we'll
It's not
see.
it's not going to be it's going to take time to get in your system.
Yeah.
It's not a miracle drug where you take one and all of a sudden,
And it's gone.
it's gone.
Right.
Yeah, not like they tell you on TV.
Yeah.
Do you have a profile that's better one side or the other? You ever
I don't know.
noticed?
I never pay attention.
You ever put attention? Is this side? Let me see. Okay, now I'll go to the other side. Go back to the other side. I don't know. It looks the same. See how my mind. If I go this way, I go this way. Which side is my nose less big? Is it on this side, or is it this side?
I think they're about the same.
Some people say that your left side is more appealing than the right side. So that would be your left side, yeah.
I'm showing you my left side. Where's your left side?
My left side is over here. What do you think?
Could be.
Do I make you
But
Randy,
see-
baby?
But see, my left side has a little brown spot on it. On it below my eye.
Oh,
And yours has the
I've got
brown
a mole
spot
here on top of my
your eyebrow.
eyebrow. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not.
They just say the left side is than your right side. Is it appealing? I don't know. My nose is big on either side. It really doesn't matter. See?
Yeah, I still got this
There's a
little
left.
lippy thing going no matter
Yes.
what on it, either side. This little,
What, on your nose?
yeah.
The one that's dripping snot?
Sometimes it does.
like a faucet. All right, so let's get to the meat of our podcast, and that is painting your walls. Now, I've always been, back in the day,
White.
we would paint white.
Oh, you painted
White was the thing.
Once a year,
It was.
white.
White, not once a year.
Well, every other year.
No, it's usually, I try to go 4 or 5 years. Like downstairs, I haven't painted, it's been 6 years, believe it or not.
Oh,
That's how long it's been.
well, that gold fab
That's never
wall has
changed. That's
yeah,
been there since,
for 10 probably.
oh, yeah. But it doesn't look bad.
It looks pretty good.
Looks good.
I did a good job on
And we
it.
changed the color down there because we put a more of a
Cream
beigey,
color, yeah,
creamy
cream
color. White walls, though, for a lot of people, it makes the room feel like clean.
Yeah,
know
which
what I
is
mean?
true.
It's
And
a-
you always did the ceilings white and it made it.
It's
yeah.
like a blank slate. But they say that if you're in the workplace, white might not be the color. Color, they say, affects a person's mood.
I can see that.
I can see that too. But it could also hinder a worker's effectiveness. In this study, researchers tested the impact of color on productivity by giving 3 groups of people some clerical tasks to complete in 3 different rooms. And each room was painted different. One was red, one was white, and one was aqua.
And the aqua did best.
Some individuals were able to block out the color noise of their surroundings. Like there's a blue noise, a white noise, believe it or not. And they were able to block that out. Others were affected by it. Some had no difficulty working in the red room, which is, to me, a little surprising. Because red is very
Some people
bold.
like red.
But some people like red, yeah. Others tended to be distracted by the color. Both groups, however, made more errors when they worked in the white room. So the aqua, it seems like it was a color that
That's what I said.
worked pretty well. It doesn't say that.
Blue is kind of sedate. It's kind of like
Kind of easygoing,
you
kind
know.
of. But I would think red would be kind of like,
Keep me awake,
I don't know, it'd make you feel anxious, maybe a little
vibrant.
angry. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But like you said, some people like red.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's just a wall that is, what do you call that? An accent wall, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad because it's just
Yeah.
something different. We have an accent wall downstairs.
And
That's
we
that
used
wall
to
that
have
you
the
did.
wall in the living room that we painted white, the brick.
We had the brick. That was the whole side of the house was that brick paneling that we had on that side for years. But as far as the living room, I don't think it doesn't say white is a bad for your living room. It just says people were making errors at work, which I don't know why white would be a problem. Most businesses have white walls,
I think when I worked at the bank, it was white.
because that's just, I don't know.
It went with the drop ceiling, white tiles.
You got to go with your ambiance.
yeah.
You got to go with what, you got to go with cheap.
Well, and that.
Although paint is not
why'd
cheap.
we have the paneling for years? Because we didn't want to spend the money on a wall when we were raising kids and playing soccer. And
Well,
you know,
drywall's not cheap either, and you got to, spackle and you got to sand it. It's just, but we did it. It's done. And now we've changed our walls to a, what did I say, color? I'm trying to think of the color.
Chantilly lace.
No, that's right, it was. It was lace. Something
Chantilly
lace.
lace.
Is that what it was? I have it written down somewhere, I think. But but now our whole living room and dining room is all gray. We got
Yes.
grays, the flooring. We even have the flooring back here.
Is the walls gray too?
No, it's
They're like a cream.
we got the the walls is that lace.
Chantilly lace.
Or I don't think it's chantilly lace. I don't know why that doesn't sound right, but you might be right. And then the floors have the brown and the grays in it and kind of all blends together because that's what we're going for, I guess. Right? Gray
Yeah.
to match my hair?
Yeah, mine will be that way soon enough.
Not really. It's blonde, reddish, brown. You got a lot going on there.
I got a lot of silver.
You want to
coming
put
in there,
purple
though.
in it? You want to do a little purple?
I have
Get a
thought
little.
of a little purple.
I like you getting a little,
Crazy,
a little
isn't it?
crazy, a little
Maybe a streak of purple, a streak of red.
kink going in there. I like that. That's good for you. Got to get out. Be who you really are. Just let it out.
Okay.
All right. Is that it? That's how you're gonna let it out? Boom.
Yeah.
She's done. We talk about men and how happy they can be. You might be surprised at what makes men happy. Not that. I know what you're thinking. Yes, that does. But researchers found that men like to do chores. I find this a little interesting because a lot
I
of
find
men,
that hard to believe
Yeah, me
because there's
too.
a lot of men that are like kids and never do a chore in the house.
Yeah, men from 7 European countries, and that might be why this study seems a little out there, were found to have an improved sense of well-being and work-life balance, as well as less work-life conflict if they helped around the house. But here's the thing. Researchers were expecting women to be happier when their partners shouldered more of the load, but found that many basically didn't see any difference in that to them. It didn't make any difference that the boyfriend, the husband, picked up some of the
Chores.
chores around the house. It didn't bother them. It didn't make a big difference. I would think if you're lifting a hand just to take the garbage out, it's
I think
without
that's
having
a big
to-
help, especially when all our kids were home. You know what I mean? When all the kids were home, there were dirty shoes everywhere, and there was, so if the man would take the trash to the curb or pick up a shoe and, have they say, here, take these to your room, you know what I mean? Anything like that was a big help.
well, especially when if both are working,
Yeah.
trying to do multiple things, although a lot of people are only working 3 or 4 days in the office and they're working from home. So that might help with a lot of the chores too, because they're getting things done while they're at home. They're not having to balance both where you work 5 days and you got to do everything on Saturday and Sunday and try and
Get kids where they're going and
go out and have, some kind of fun. I think it makes a huge difference and I think that's why a lot of people don't want to go back 5 days. We've been doing this for almost 3 years.
oh yeah, why would you go back now? If they would have let me stay home, I would have never wanted to go.
Oh, I know. I mean, after that summer where I worked, I keep saying it's the
I
greatest
know
summer
I
of my
had to
life.
go back that summer for 2 weeks to clean out lockers and to do all that stuff. And it was a bummer because other people didn't have to come back and we did, There was a few of us that had to go back and help janitors clean out and hand everything out the doors and,
I think companies are getting to the point where they're like, okay, well, we gotta bring you in, even if it's for 3 days.
yeah.
Got to get you in the office. A lot of people say that the productivity is better when
They're in the
they're in the
office.
office. I mean, as far as creativity,
Oh, okay.
because you're able to bounce ideas,
Off of someone else.
But I mean, is that different than the Zoom? Is that different than these Microsoft? What is it? Teams, where you can get online and talk to one another. Like we're doing. We're facing each other. But if we were on computers, and
yeah, would it be?
would it be any different than being in the room? Other than if someone cuts one in the middle of a meeting,
You don't smell it.
you don't smell it. You might hear it if you're on, or you can mute. Hopefully, you have a mute.
And you can
You
mute
won't hear,
it.
like, whoop, what I mean? But if you're in the room and they're starting to squirm and there's a silent one, but it's smelly. You ever
You hear the
ever
only
been
one
in a
smelling
meeting?
your own.
My stomach, I don't fart, but my stomach, especially if we have meetings in the morning, and if I am on this where I'm trying to fast, my stomach will growl, and I mean it growls loudly. It's not quiet. It's
And everyone's like, "Oh, are you hungry?"
yeah, and you're trying to kind of squirm out of it, and hoping that growling doesn't turn into something else.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it
does.
bubbles into something else, and I gotta go. There's no time to talk, like you in Walmart or Sam's Club.
Yes, I know. I know.
I don't know what it is about those stores, but Yeah, for some reason that seems to
And
get
it's usually
Terry's
when I'm
bowel
in the middle
movements.
of looking at something. Oops, gotta go.
It is because we were in Walmart and you're like, I'm not going to make it.
I had to run.
You were
the
booking
Christmas decorations to the toilet. Yes,
it. She was booking it. Yeah.
Like, sorry, gotta go. No, I gotta go now.
Right.
I was like, I want to look at this, but I gotta go now
That'd have been a great time for somebody you know to see you.
and say hi. Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I would have had to go
I've
because
been
I was.
wondering how you would react to that. If
I'd be
someone,
like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
oh, yeah. Don't go in there after I'm done, though, either.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how you would react to that if somebody, you're on your way because you got to go and you saw
Because
somebody.
that Walmart bathroom is usually pretty good, and it was not this time. Of course, a
nasty?
lot of times I go to the back. Well, the first two toilets, like the automatic flushers on them, were not flushing. There was tons of toilet paper in the first two stalls, like in the toilet.
That means it's clogged. Something's clogged.
But there's no button on them. Like, so if it doesn't, like if you get up and it was a motion thing, if it didn't do it, there was no way to push a button and make it.
Sometimes it's on the
You should have a.
it's on the stem because ours at work or like that.
I couldn't find one
No, well, you wouldn't. I mean, to be
because I
honest,
kept going like moving the motion to
try and
get it to flush.
sometimes it's. I don't know if I'd want to touch anything anyway.
Yeah.
So, so how'd you have to find a stall that didn't have all the toilet paper, and otherwise you're stuck?
Oh yeah, because I had to go and I didn't want to clog it up.
What's the worst? Because you do a lot of visiting of bathrooms when we're out and about. If you had to, what's your go-to? What's the best one? What's the worst one?
Sam's Club is the best one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in
They're
there.
usually always clean.
Okay. What's
And
number
they
two?
flush. I
Number
think they
two.
have a little. I think that it used to be Walmart, but after this trip, I'm like really worried about the
What's
Walmart.
number
But
two? That was what I said. Number two,
um,
and that's usually when you got to go. It's number two.
yeah, sometimes
it's-
it's number one.
it's
If
always-
I drink
no.
Kabuka, I have to go. It goes through me too.
Yeah. But okay, so Sam's is good. What would be the next one? What would be the worst one?
Gabe's.
Gabe's is the worst bathroom.
Well, they did remodel it now, so it's a little bit better. But you just sometimes it's way back in the corner in there, and it's like sometimes people don't flush and stuff like that, and they must not clean it as often or check it as often. But like this time in Walmart, I mean, someone needed to take a bucket in there. If there's no button to flush that stuff down so it doesn't overflow, then someone needs to take a bucket and flush it down because they're going to end up with it on the floor and they're going to have to mop it up.
Maybe they should have bidets in those.
And then you wouldn't have to worry
Then you
about
come
the
out,
toilet paper.
if you didn't do it right, you come out, your whole butt's all wet because you didn't get it. If it's just a cheapo bidet.
Yeah.
Friends of ours bought, I wish we'd had him on. We should have had him on yesterday. We were talking about, she bought a bidet, like a cheap, $30 one, because she saw it on the top 10 Christmas list. And he said it's changed his life. And my godson said that you put it on high pressure, it'll blow you right off the commode. But, I just wonder, you wouldn't have all that toilet paper. You wouldn't have all the, of course, these are public restrooms. People are just nasty. Just gross.
Which I'm very surprised. We're all using one bathroom at the school right now because of construction. And I'm very surprised that it's kept pretty neat. As a matter of fact, the women using the men's bathroom are more conscious about it. They seem to be cleaner, all of us using one, than they were when we were in the women's. And we had 2 stalls. In the women, we only have 1 stall now. So there's more people using 1 stall.
I have heard that women's bathrooms are nasty.
And sometimes they just, and because we don't have, like there's not the little compartment that you put your sanitary stuff in.
Oh, we have those at our job.
Well, we don't. Well, because we're in the men's room.
Sanitary papers.
When we're in the men's room, so
No, they're not going to be in there.
So they're not in there. So they have to wrap them up and put them in the trash. Take them out of the stall and put them in the trash. Make sure they're in the trash. Then they must make sure they wash their hands and put paper towels over them because I haven't noticed any of that.
Oh, okay.
So they're being very neat and conscious that the guys don't want that crap around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either that or they're using the nurse's bathroom.
Oh, so they could be going somewhere else.
I mean, but the nurse's bathroom has kids, sick kids, in and out of it all the time. So
Yeah. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I hear that going in there, the women's bathroom can be pretty nasty at times.
Oh, yeah.
They're just as nasty as a men's bathroom. I don't know where guys get all these noises that come out of them. You know, you pee and you get it as they're peeing. I'm thinking I'd be afraid.
Yeah,
You have a
coming
loose
out
one.
next?
You get a loose one, just in case. Because I used to never trust a fart. Sometimes depending where I'm at. If I'm in the middle of an aisle and maybe somebody made me mad, I might do a silent one in the aisle and scoot over the other one while they're sniffing up what I just left
You're so bad.
in the other aisle. Just like, here, you want to be nasty? I can be nasty. There you go. Silent but deadly. All right, we come back, we'll talk about more kids use this than they can do this before they can tie their shoelaces. We'll talk about that coming up next. So you want to start a podcast, maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun, and I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Welcome back to the second part of our show. We are really, really glad you hung into we've talked about farting and pooping, and I don't know. We've just talked about
Public
all kinds
restrooms,
of public
all kinds of-
restrooms. We've got
yeah.
if you need to go to a place, Sam's is the best. Would
They
Walmart
seem to be clean. But
too?
we always go there first thing in the morning too. We almost always are in there.
We're
first
always
thing in
at
the morning.
Sam's, yeah, more than likely.
So maybe they get clean last thing at night or first thing in the morning.
And we are first thing in the morning. We're not there later in the day, so who knows?
But that
what's
was
like.
pretty early in the morning in Walmart too, and it was
It was nasty already. Maybe somebody didn't clean it last night.
yeah.
If you have, well, you know what? Speaking of Sam's Club, this might surprise you. Maybe it's not. Online retailers really hope, and this makes sense to a certain extent, for real winters. They want real winters with snow. They want cold temperatures. They want everything that comes with the winter. And you might ask why.
Why?
Okay. Retail analysts that they say that when snow and cold temps, it keeps people indoors. When people are indoors, they spend more time online. And you know as well as anybody, because this has happened to you
Oh yes.
just recently, where you have gotten online because you were going to look for something else. You were looking at some. We're going to look at Facebook for pictures of somebody.
Something, because
okay?
my mom called me and said something was on there. So I went on there and an advertisement came up.
An advertisement
and they were
came up?
on sale, this on sale. And so I scrolled
And
through and
Terry,
I spent $30-$40.
They reeled her in, man.
I hope it's worth it.
It better be.
They were very good prices. If they come and it's nice, then
We'll
I'll
let you
tell
know
you China's okay.
When it well, we'll let you know when it gets here. It is on a slow boat. Well, no, it's on an airplane from China. So it is from China.
Well, and then we got those little clips for my hair, and one of them broke already.
Yep. Those are from China. That took forever.
They took, forever.
But retailers want this to know they're cold because it keeps people indoors. They spend more time online. And more time means, online especially, more shopping. Because if you're like Terry, then you
But see,
get caught. See, now you're going to have...
I got caught in a sale. See, if those things were all $30-$40 a piece, I wouldn't have bought nothing. I'd have been, whoop, this is too expensive, too much for me.
Well, once they know what you're looking for, they got you hooked. Because then they know, okay, well, she likes the prices that are about, a $10 range, especially if it's quality. We don't know. We've gotten some things from Wish that are very see-through. That doesn't bother me. It bothers you, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, because like white sometimes you see through, but
White? What do you mean? The one is like sheer white. And it didn't seem that way online.
Right. I mean, you couldn't see
and it wasn't
through it.
And sometimes you worry about it being too small. It wasn't too small.
No, it wasn't too small.
Might have been too big.
Well, when I got fat, I couldn't get into
You weren't
any of
fat.
it.
I mean, it's just funny that we don't know.
I had
what
the
we're
one
gonna
out of
be
my
getting.
cupboard because it wasn't
Buying
gonna
clothes. I'll give you credit though. You've been pretty lucky buying clothes online, but it isn't something that I would because you.
I know, and
Normal-
they have those little. They have like packages where you can buy like the outfits. They come with I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people are doing that nowadays, and I'm afraid because I'm like different size on my top. You know what I mean?
yes. We've tried different.
And I
bathing
have to
suits
watch like V-neck. I'm a different size than a scoop neck, just because I'm narrow across the shoulders.
I mean, if you know your size and you've bought from this place before,
Yeah, like if I would have bought, but this was a whole new. So I guess we'll find out.
this is Mango.
Is that what it was?
I think it's because that's the email I got was from Mango, and then it has a list of all the things that you bought, all the different
Some things were
sweaters.
really cheap.
Yeah, you got
So I
$5
just tried.
here and there, and it was free shipping.
There was.
That's why it's taking 14 days. No, it's
Okay.
longer than that because it was before
Christmas.
Christmas. Wasn't before Thanksgiving. We bought the clips, and it came after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Or around
we bought
Thanksgiving.
them before Thanksgiving, and they didn't come till Christmas.
But you can see
They actually came the day after. They came after Christmas, or no, they came the day of Sarah's cousin's wedding because
Friday.
I was going to let her use one if they would have come in early
yes,
to try and do,
but you can see where
and the one
online
would have matched her dress.
retailers want because it wasn't that. It wasn't because it was cold. You were looking for something else and then spent 2 hours searching all the clothes.
Well, I'm like, oh, and they had like everything on sale in their whole I hit only sales, so I was only looking at sales. I wasn't spending more than $10 on an item at all if it wasn't on the sale. And I think almost all the sales that were on there were 10 and under. So,
it wasn't much.
So if there was something I really liked,
Yeah.
and there were a couple dresses. If I knew we had any weddings to go to, there were a couple dresses I would have bought. But since I'm cutting down on working,
But didn't you buy?
But there was a fancy like gold one, and there was a fancy like blue one that I would like. Would be nice for a wedding.
Didn't you buy a dress from Gabe's when you went to Gabe's? That wasn't. No, you bought that was a little summer, thing.
Shirt. It's like a.
No,
it's like a long shirt.
No, it had the little pants and it was all. I was like,
Oh, that's like a culotte.
culotte.
outfit.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
bought that, but that's not really a dress.
No,
But that was cute. That was kind of neat. I like that.
it's
on
like for son too. It has no straps. It's just got spaghetti straps.
you. Yeah,
I got that for $1.
I know, $1. She's
You can't buy
thrifty.
the material for $1.
No, not that. It was cute on too. It's kind of because
That's
the
the only
red.
reason I went and put it on. They had the dressing room closed, and I was like, I had that, and I had a royal blue swimsuit.
You didn't try it on?
Yeah, I did. And the royal blue swimsuit I needed to try on because it was too tight for my shoulder, on my shoulder. I would have bought that if it would have been a little not so tight on my shoulder because it was really cute on me and it had like little, it was cute.
Yeah.
And it was only $3. So, I mean, you can't buy the material to make them for that.
I had to let her go by herself because
He doesn't like
I don't like to.
He doesn't like to.
I like to be in and out.
If I'm in a pilfering mood,
Yeah.
I have to go by myself.
Oh, yeah, I don't
because
wanna-
then I pilfer and I put things in there and I go try them on. And that day I did pretty good. I think
Yeah.
I spent $4 or $5 and 3 or 4 new things. I don't know. I didn't spend very much.
No, you're thrifty. I'll give you that. You've
So-
always everything you buy is usually on sale.
I mean, yeah, even when I buy something that's expensive, I usually wait for it to go on sale. The only time I would say I wouldn't do that is if it was for like one of our children's weddings or a Christmas party and I really fell in love with it or something like that. But since COVID, we really haven't had those things.
Do they have these places where you can buy something you really like, and then just send it back after you're done?
Yeah.
Do you have those?
Especially, it would be nice, especially if it's for like a
Like if it's a
wedding
fancy
that you're going to
occasion.
wear for 2 hours and
Yeah.
then you're going to never
And just,
wear it again. Yeah.
You know, like rent it.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
what they should do with like bridesmaids dresses because some of them are hundreds or $1,000 and they
Thousands.
wear it for that day and then they never wear it again.
Well, I mean, then it goes up in the attic and then it gets ruined. I think that's where yours
And they
is.
get faded.
Is it up there?
What, my wedding dress?
Yeah,
But it's wrapped in tissue paper and boxed.
it's still up in the attic. Should try it on. Have a little
It won't fit me.
reenactment.
They'll zip my skin up in it.
I don't know. You think?
My rib cages.
A little bit bigger up top than it used to be.
White, not mainly all the way around.
Mama.
You're so bad.
Let's move on. They did this this study with young children, and this probably is not. Again, this is not, to me, it's really not surprising. The study discovered that young children, and we can verify this because we have a grandson that is trying to play video games already. He's only like 19 months.
Yeah.
And my son has a Switch. Now, my oldest son, was, because I had bought a Nintendo, the very first Nintendo. The very first one ever came out.
64?
Well, I mean, I had other, like we had the Intellivision, and then we went from that to, the Nintendo, I think. So we can verify this because we have a grandson that is already using the Switch. Now, I had my son, my oldest son, RJ, was playing Nintendo right around 2 years old. He was beating me.
He was before 2 years old because they were giving the newest one away at Walmart when Walmart was where Big Lots is now. And we must have been going to Jillian's birthday party. So she was turning 1. And she's 11 months younger than him. So he was like 23 months
I'd
old.
say, yeah, about 23 months, yeah.
And they were giving it to the person who made the high score on the floor, on the model they had there. And he was that young. And she kept saying, how old is he? How old is he? Because he only played it 2 or 3 times. She goes, oh, don't you have time? And I said, no, we're on our way to a birthday party. She said, can't you come back on the way back through? Because I think he could win this thing. She said, I would be great to tell everyone that a 2-year-old won the Nintendo. And
It would have been great.
yeah, and we had places be, and I knew on the way home he'd be asleep, you know.
So my grandson has already, we saw pictures, as Lauren had sent us pictures with Fenn playing the Switch already. And although he likes technologies, well, it says here that a lot of young children learn technology skills before they ever learn life skills like tying their shoes or making breakfast for themselves. Now, of course, you know, a 2-year-old, you don't want him frying eggs, just yet. But as far as
Putting a
as they
knife
get a
in
little
the
bit
toaster.
older, I mean, we talking tying shoes, 5 years old?
4 or 5.
You know?
I mean, if you want to send them to kindergarten early, a lot of times they want them to be able to do all that before they take them.
This study uncovered such revelation, like 25% of small children can open a web browser. 20%, but only 20% could swim without assistance, but ours could do both. Really, he could swim because we had a pool. That helps too.
Yeah.
If you don't give him lessons. 29% of children between the ages of 2 and 5 play with a smartphone. Well, we know Fenn loves to look at the phone, and he's done something to my phone several times. But he likes to watch YouTube, especially elephants.
Yes.
He says, Ella, Ella,
Ella.
Ella, Ella.
And he likes my iWatch.
And he likes your watch because it says how many.
The activity circle. He
Yeah.
likes to bring the activity circle up, and he knows how to push it off to the side and then bring it back. And he likes that.
Yeah, 2 and 5 can play with a smartphone. Only 9% can actually tie their shoes. But I will say, as far as this, smartphones, computers, we're on it all the time, right? I mean, as we're on it most of the time, and usually the kids, or want to see what you're doing, and then he already knows how to swipe. He takes his finger and he knows.
Swipe it away.
Because he's watching,
I mean, that's what he
you know.
does with my watch. He swipes the activity circle. He'll either swipe it up or he'll swipe it over. And then he knows if he swiped it over, he swipes it over the other way and it'll come back. Or if he swipes it up, then he can swipe it down and it'll come back.
Because if he doesn't, he likes to watch videos of himself
Yes.
and his mom. Like we were at Kennywood, and he likes to watch it go around on that airplane or helicopter ride that had at Kennywood. And so he'll if he doesn't like that one, he'll swipe it to go to the next one. And it's just amazing to me how fast, and he knows the real thing from the fake.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what it's supposed to look like, if you
What
will.
it's supposed to do.
Yeah, he is something else. But as far as, learning smartphones before tie your shoes, yeah, because kids in there, only 2 and 3 are barely potty trained, let alone tying their shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully by 2 he's
I mean, that was RJ. He wasn't potty trained, but he was playing Nintendo and he was, and that was
When does
before we
potty
had smartphones.
training
and-
really start? Is it 2 or 3?
Right around 2 usually, but some kids
A little bit later.
refuse.
Boys are a
to
little
do
bit
it.
later, right?
Yeah, most boys are. Our second one kind of did it on his own, right at 2.
I would like to see it. I would even pick if you could do, the potty training before shoelaces. I think that would be great. I would put potty training to me
is before shoelaces.
Well, it should be.
Yeah.
I would rather have that than the shoelace. I could care. I'll buy them shoes that slip on. I'll buy them Crocs. How's
I
that?
used to buy the Velcro shoes for
The
RJ so he could put his own shoes on
Yeah.
when I had Nathan. That way he would give himself.
Don't get me wrong.
ready.
I want them to tie their shoes eventually, because that's But I just would like to have no more.
When you
of
have
the-
them real close together, those Velcros or slip-ons are really nice.
They're
Or
huge.
Crocs.
they are huge.
Yeah, because then they can get their shoes on and getting, when you're getting to the car.
How many times, on average, do you think people eat pizza in a month? How many times a month do you think people?
I'd say at
Eat
least
pizza.
4. A
Man,
lot of them, I think,
are you
4
reading
times.
these things?
No,
Are you
I
sure?
mean, I think
Are you
some
snooping?
people have a pizza night, like Friday night's pizza night or Tuesday night, whatever night they just don't feel like cooking.
I think you're snooping.
And some of them might do it more often than that. A lot of them will say 4, but they have it 6 or more.
4.3 times per month. 83% counted pizza as among their favorite foods. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Pepperoni was a favorite topping. You are not. You don't. You can go cheese. You don't. You eat pepperoni, but
Everyone, yeah.
38% of respondents named the preferred top was pizza. Was pepperoni. What do you think the least favorite topping would be? Not.
Anchovies.
Are you sure you're not reading this?
Anchovies,
we do this
'cause
before?
Anchovies are
Have we
fishy
done
and
this already?
salty. I
Have
don't
we done
know.
this?
I don't know, but the anchovies is
Yeah, it's
not
the
good.
least favorite. Anchovies is the least favorite. They're just not fans. As far as a style of pizza, we have always been the thick crust,
Yeah.
but apparently the New York style thin crust was the favorite pizza style. I don't know if I've ever had a really thin crust pizza.
We have. We
Olive
tried
Oil's
it
is not a thick crust,
I think
though.
we tried it at Napoli's. Their thin crust
Thin?
at one point. I think we did try that at
Olive Oil's is, I would call that a thick crust. Pizza Hut had a
thick.
That,
they had that pan
pizza.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
And Little Caesars has a thick crust.
That Little Caesars bought lunchbox. If you guys, it's a $5. I don't know if it's still $5. Maybe it's $6 now. Who knows? But it's a little box, and it's a lunchbox, and it has 4 of these. I mean, thick, and they are delicious. And I'm not a big Little Caesars fan, but although if they want to sponsor the show, we would be, head over heels. I'd talk about Little Caesars all the time. But that
box,
thick
you used to like
square
it when you were down right there
is-
by them. You could get it for lunch.
Well, I never had it there, believe it or not. I've only gotten it since I've been in my other job. It's weird how that's, I worked really close to
A Little
Caesars,
Caesars.
but I've only had it since I've been further away, although there's one close to where we work. But that lunch, that's a good pizza. It's a good pizza. You don't want, to me, no offense to Little Caesars, but pizza that's been sitting in there a while, and sometimes it's not good the second day. Olive Oil's, I like Olive Oil's pizza. The second day, it doesn't bother. It's still pretty good, but sometimes pizza can lose some of its luster. But you like cold pizza, so it probably wouldn't bother you.
Yeah, I can eat cold pizza most of the time.
All right, let's finish things up. Well, how many times have we had it? Let's see, we just had pizza once this month because it's a holiday. Or we have it twice. We just had it for New Year's.
And we might have had
Eve.
it once earlier than
So maybe
yeah.
twice.
Well, we might have had it once earlier. I think we did have it once earlier.
I'm
Either
trying to
at
think.
RJ and Lauren's or something.
Yeah, I was trying to think this month.
Yeah, because when RJ and the baby came over.
We
had
did
it
order
once.
pizza, didn't we? I
think
did.
we did once.
But I like pizza too. So, all right. So let's talk about bad habits. Is there any bad habits that you have that you would like to change, or you've tried to change and it's just been hard to, not do
Like
it?
snacking.
Snacking is one of my, especially this time of year, because we
I
still
come
got
home
some
and
cookies.
it's sitting there and I eat
and your
it.
Chex Mix.
It's got to be out of sight.
I don't even think it matters whether it's out of sight, to be honest.
You dig for it, huh?
You find it. Well, you seem to find it.
It was sitting on the counter.
There
today.
you go. It was calling your name.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say that they've had some bad habits. Like some of their least favorite habits that they'd like to do away with is such as staying up too late, maybe skipping the gym, having too many cups of coffee, those kind of things. Those are some of the leading things. We were off for a week, so that kind of got us in, although we were still going to bed by
9,
9.
10.
Except for New Year's Eve. We stayed
We
up.
stayed
But other than
up,
that,
right.
so a lot of people would like to change their habits. I also read where wintertime, and I think we might have talked about this. Maybe we haven't. There's a lot of things I talk about on the station that I don't talk about here, that exercising is harder for them this time of year because they just don't feel motivated. It's dark.
Yeah, I mean, that's why
It's
we got
dingy.
our bike and our treadmill.
Yeah, but a lot of
Because really, when spring comes, I really don't use the treadmill. I walk in the neighborhood.
you go outside, right?
and
I think-
especially if I have a dog around,
Yeah,
I
that's
will
what
take a
people
dog
want.
for a walk. And that's what if I was home all the time, I wouldn't mind having a dog here. I wouldn't mind having one of our kids' dogs here because I would take them for a walk. I think they get me motivated. They keep me from being lazy when they have to go in and out. And then when it's nicer out, I stick the leash on them and take them for a walk.
I don't want a dog here all the time. But
I
anyway,
know.
once in a blue moon. So here's some of the habits that people would like to
But
change.
if it's only here while you're at work,
It's still here. There's hair everywhere.
I know.
So here's some things. We talked about not exercising enough, although we've been trying to get back into that groove. Even the wintertime. Wintertime's hard to get into that. It's just something about it. It's dark by 5 o'clock and it feels like it's later than it really is. Not saving enough money is another habit. People just spending the money. How about procrastinating?
Yeah.
You procrastinate a little bit. Sleeping too little. I don't know that we sleep too little, just if we can't sleep.
The only time I do that is when I lay down and hear the ringing.
We already talked about staying up late and eating too much. Boy, I tell you, the cookies are still here. Spending too much money, being lazy. This time of year, it's easy to be lazy because you can sit and watch Love is Blind.
This morning, I could have stayed in bed. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
It was just a nice rainy morning. It's like, oh, our vacation's over and I can't lay in this bed for an hour. I would have loved to lay there for an hour this morning.
Drinking caffeine. Oh, I was saying that a lot of times this time of year we watch more shows. We've been watching.
Yeah, we binge watch.
Love is Blind. And I was surprised, and maybe we'll do it on the next podcast, at some of the favorite shows. And a lot of them are not like your typical NBC, ABC, CBS shows. They're Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. And Love is Blind was on a lot. They're in the top 5.
Really?
Of shows that people liked in 2022. We just got done watching season 3.
Was that what season that was?
That was season 3. I think
that was only
2.
the second one we watched, isn't
we
it?
didn't watch the first one, I don't think.
Okay.
And 2 couples got married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so whether or not they're together, I have no idea. But it's a show that we've been hooked on. We got hooked on it, and we're finally done with that, so we can move on. So maybe that's a habit. But this time of year, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, and it's not like there's a lot of sitcoms and stuff out like there was when
They're not as funny.
When our kids were growing up, there were sitcoms after sitcoms, and when one would end, another one would come out.
Yes.
And they would have another one that was good. We would find one to replace it. It might not be the same night or something, but there was always a favorite sitcom the whole time the kids were
I just don't think
growing
they're
up.
funny. Maybe next week we'll do some of the shows that I'll show you the list. I don't have it. I didn't pull it up, but I saw it on a study. And I was surprised Love is Blind was on there a lot. So we'll talk about some of the shows, some of the favorite shows. We'll do that next week. Some of the other habits, drinking caffeine, we talked about that. Screen time before bed. You want to get on your phone. It is. That blue light is what they do your phone. Sometimes that helps. Watching too much TV. We don't watch TV that often. We've been watching lately, but not as much as you would think.
We still don't do it every night.
We haven't finished Virgin River yet. We need to do that. I got to find out what's going on with our baby. Slouching. I think I'm doing it now, and so are you. There you go. Being messy. Working too much. Smoking cigarettes. That would be a habit that would be tough to break. Swearing. You a swearer, babe? And I like when you... Never mind. Spending too much time on social media, spending too much time on your phone, snoring. I never snore. I don't snore at all. Nail biting. That's a habit. I wish, because I want to do it right now. Just bite my nails. When I get a little bit, I don't know what it is.
Bite my nails. I do snore sometimes.
This one you do, grinding your teeth.
I do grind my teeth.
You do that one. Farting. Are you a farter?
Yeah.
You don't fart too much. You're
not too much, but
you thought I pooped the bed
last night.
I
said, "Ooh, did you poop the bed?"
It was close. Drinking alcohol, picking your nose is another bad habit.
I'm always wiping my nose because I have
but that's not
drip
picking
all the
your
time.
nose. Picking
And
your
I
nose is
usually
actually
have
taking
one
your
of these.
finger because you got this thing that's up in there and you got to get it out.
No, you get a Kleenex.
And you got to look at it.
Blow
You got to inspect it.
No,
make sure
you
that
get a
it's-
Kleenex and you blow it out.
Being late. You know how I hate being late.
You won't go if you're late.
Cracking your knuckles. You crack your knuckles?
No, but my feet crack when I took them out of my boots when I got home from work today. They just went crack, 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 crack. All my toes and my feet. Crack.
Watching porn. That could be a pretty bad habit. Talking with your mouth full. Not taking out the trash. Gambling. There's a habit that can not just cost
can
you.
ruin your whole family.
Oh, yeah, it could just ruin everything. Not paying bills on time. Playing video games too often. Speeding. You're not really a speeder, although you like to, but you're not.
I go fast on the highway.
lying, skin picking. That's Nathan.
Oh,
He likes to pick at his skin for some reason. Did I say not showering or bathing regularly? And people apparently, there was one lady I read. She doesn't shower. She doesn't like to get her hair wet, and so she washes down like twice a week because she doesn't want to get her hair wet. So she just kind of wipes down. Well, you kind of do that. You don't wash your hair every day.
I do a spit bath.
Yeah, you don't wash.
But I do it every day. I think I do like wash down every day. If I didn't get a shower or a bath, I wash down.
Chewing loudly. But that's, like you've got to
sit by my mom in church when she got gum in her mouth. She cracks it. It goes crack, crack, crack.
Another
crack.
bad habit, leaving the seat up. So those are some bad habits that people are trying to either get rid of or trying to change. So hopefully we can, maybe this year we'll be able to change some of our bad habits. Maybe I won't fart and bite my nails at the same time. I'll try and stop doing that. That's it. We finished up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. And we need more. We actually reached 1,000 downloads, by the way.
Oh, that's nice.
It took us 2 years to do it, but we got it. Well, no, not even 2 years. It's been a year now.
I think if we wouldn't have taken the summer break, we would have done it sooner.
This is our second season, but it's not really 2 years. We've only done this because we started later last year in the year. But we had 1,000 downloads, so we're really proud of that. So thank you
for downloading,
for downloading and listening. We really appreciate it. I know we don't talk about a lot of
serious, controversial
we're not serious.
things.
We want to hopefully bring a smile to your face, or
although we could get some people on here to do that.
Oh, we could do it, and wouldn't have a problem with it. But
we know some opinionated people.
Yeah, and that's we talk, and we may not agree, but that doesn't mean that we can't be friends. Although most of the people kind of agree with us on most subjects. Yeah. Although I like to talk to people that don't, just to get their ideas and why. But we just we try and talk about just goofy stuff. So we want to thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday you have a brand new show that comes out. And also you can check us out on Facebook or Twitter at Just Talking Out Loud. And you can always email us at justtalkingoutloud@gmail.com. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. We are out.
Have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.